Welcome to Games Radar. My name is Brandon. Today I'm joined by Sam, Zoe, and Leon.
Hello.
And last night we watched Avengers Endgame, and we have a lot of questions to ask. I've got a list here of about 8, but I want to go through probably about 6. So straight off the bat...
Should we mention first of all, obviously massive spoilers, just in case people aren't paying attention?
If you clicked on this and didn't expect spoilers...
You're a fool.
You've come to the wrong place.
Yeah, you should have been snapped.
Stop listening. Go away.
That's an insult now.
Yeah,
You've
so
been snapped.
spoilers ahead. Let's just jump straight in. What happened to Gamora?
She is totally gone to discover herself. If you think about how quickly things changed for her, she found out, number one, future Nebula came to tell her that Thanos, surprise, surprise, was going to destroy everyone. And then in the space of 3 hours, her father died, her sister who hated her died, her future sister saved her from her past sister who hated her, who died, and she found out she was apparently supposed to be in love with Quill, who she hated so much she kicked him in the balls twice. So,
She missed the first time.
yeah, she did miss the
Then
first
you got
time.
both the second time.
Yeah.
There's so, that whole timeline, just weirdly, because obviously she's dead, not snap dead, so couldn't be brought back, wouldn't come back with the...
Future Gamora is dead. Past
present Gamora.
Thank you, yes.
Yes. But so obviously everything that happened to lead to that point only happened because she was killed, but now the timeline's disrupted so that never happens. It's like it's not the classical sort of time travel. It's more like a film called Primer, which is an obscure reference, but it's the idea that the different timelines obviously become part of
The present.
yes. So
Yeah.
you can't go back and they said when you go back to the past, your future becomes your past and you can't change it. But it's an absolute are we swearing or bleeping?
Go for it.
It's
Swear away.
It's an absolute headfuck because obviously everything they did throughout a whole film stops anything that made Infinity War come to pass.
If we try and think too much about time travel, it's going to break all of us.
Yeah.
Because even in the movie, Hulk is don't think about it, because everything we know is wrong. But Back to the Future lied to us.
There's also the potential that with Iron Man's clique, did she get taken with that because she's technically part of Thanos' crew?
I feel like Quill wouldn't be searching for her if he knew
But it
she
just
was
said
dead.
searching though. He didn't technically
That's
see.
true.
No, we don't see what happens to her. She's not mentioned at all after the battle.
Surely
Yeah.
Nebula would know. She would be also, what the fuck? Iron Man
Yeah.
killed my sister at the funeral. But that's a good point. I didn't think of
Yeah,
that.
did
Ne-
Iron Man think that she was an enemy?
That's a good point.
I mean, we just have to accept the
She is
the
at that
gauntlet
point,
is
right?
but the gauntlet is kind of just essentially magic because
That's
no
the
one
thing.
ever explains how it
Yeah.
works. They're just I want this to happen, and
Because how do you control a clique?
yeah.
What if you just think of puppies and then there's just hundreds of puppies?
What if you
I've
turn
seen
every
that
half the
outside.
universe into puppies?
Yeah.
Or that you make all the puppies disappear? Dread to
If
think.
you can't keep
Leading
one
on.
paw... Yeah, sorry.
That can lead us into our second question. Sorry, what's happening with Guardians of the Galaxy? Do you think, obviously, Thor is officially joining the crew and
He's
they're going to
so
go
Chunky
Gamora?
Thor.
I love him.
Big Thor. Love it.
Chungus Thor.
Oh Lord, he's coming. He's definitely in charge now. Air quotation marks in charge.
I saw a
Didn't
lot
have
of
the
people
knife
basically.
fight, you don't know.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people basically saying that the Guardians 3 is going to be 4 Thor. No, 4 Thor.
Thor
Oh, God.
Thor 4.
Thor 4.
4 Thor, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like their next movie is probably going to be them hunting down Gamora. I mean, that was what Quill was searching for.
Yeah, which is going to be interesting because obviously he's going to have to kind of essentially woo her all over again because the Gamora he knew and fell in love with and loved him is dead and gone.
Yeah.
And now there's
Yeah.
a whole new character that has never been through the journey. Because, I mean, obviously when they meet in Guardians of the Galaxy, there's she's an enemy, isn't it? She's hunting down the Power Stone, is it?
Yes,
Yeah.
the purple one.
Yeah, which, yeah, we can get to the Infinity Stones later. Yeah, so, but, they've got to go through that whole process again.
I won't want to see that, though. I know they're going to
We've been there
be
before,
back in love.
right?
I
So
just,
boring.
yeah.
It takes too long. Just play her that sweet playlist that you played her on the
Yeah.
headphones.
Oh, that's so cute. I also like the fact that it's Thor and the Guardians back together again. They have such good dynamic. All of their bants from Infinity War. I
pirate
would definitely
angel.
watch that movie again.
Yeah.
With
Absolutely.
new adventures.
I'm going to mention a thing I just thought of just then. Obviously, in Guardians of the Galaxy, the whole thing is you can't touch an Infinity Stone. That's the whole reason of it leads to the questions of Peter Quill's parentage because he can physically hold an Infinity Stone. Everyone's like, how can you do that? This film, everyone's just poking them.
No,
Yeah.
no, they're not. No, hands down, they are not.
Literally,
No,
Ronin literally just has one in his hand.
Yeah, he actually does.
Who does?
Ronin.
Ronan.
When was that?
And the
Like,
Hulk.
When he
literally
wakes up,
he wakes
yeah.
up and he's just got the Soul Stone.
Yeah,
They're-
but
they're
the
all
Soul
just
Stone, the
picking
Soul
him
Stone
up.
probably choose not to hurt him because it's the Soul Stone. Because Thanos could do that as well, and he didn't disintegrate in Infinity War. Also, Tony Stark's totally knew about all the radiation, which is why he created that gauntlet specially.
Well,
I
he said,
reckon
like you
that
said,
the gauntlet
mostly gamma
helped.
radiation, doesn't it? That's why the
Yeah.
Hulk does it. But like the whole point leading up to it was like any attempt to touch a Power Stone, because that's what happens to the Red Skull, doesn't it? He holds one with his bare hands, and Bumph goes to Vormir and ends up being the guy from
I
Walking
guess
Dead.
Rocket has the red one in his little claw thing.
Yeah.
So
And also,
extractor.
let's not forget that the stones did kill Tony. Like, he touched them, but he'd only lasted,
Yeah.
like a minute
Yeah.
after?
Hulk's got, like, a
And he didn't
withered
look like
arm
he
as
was
well.
he was completely with it at all after that. Like I
No.
think he pretty much died at the click and was kind of
Just
like almost like brain dead
fading away.
afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I just wanted to be clean, and I know he was saying goodbyes, but I was like, is he
so
there?
his light went out.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I feel like Potts was only there as rescue because they were suddenly like, well, we're definitely going to kill him, and we can't really just let him die without them saying goodbye. So we're going to have to bring rescue in, so she's there when it
And
happens.
there was like a whole foreshadowing with his daughter finding the helmet, and he was like, "Oh, I'm making her a birthday
I love
present
that.
or something."
I love that.
I love
Yeah.
that little girl more than life itself. Yeah.
She was
I need
cute.
her.
Love you 3,000.
Cheeseburgers.
Get you all the cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburgers.
Moving on from Iron Man, Captain America. What happened there? The deal with Falcon and the whole shield trading
well,
Oh.
Falcon
shenanigans.
canonically, like Falcon is one of the Captain Americas like that takes over afterwards.
Right.
I think Bucky.
So I don't know
I think
too
Bucky
much
was a Captain
about
America
that.
as well for a little while because there was a bit in the Winter Soldier that hinted at the kind of I think he picks up the shield or something. But they've both been. I think that's why they were there at the end because they've both been Captain Americas.
But in terms of super strength, does Falcon have that?
No, this is the thing I'm curious about because basically all he's got is just some really cool wings.
Yeah.
Like he hasn't got
Yeah.
any super serum or anything like that. Like
But S.H.I.E.L.D. is still out and about, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was like, hey, just FYI, I've now got the shield, so you're going to beef me up or what? Like,
Yeah.
unless, of course, that's going to be a new movie, it's going to be a new kind of Captain America.
Well,
like,
there is a Falcon and Winter Soldier Marvel TV show coming to Disney Plus.
That is
so
a very good point.
It could be that like that ties up some of the loose ends because it's been we don't know much about it, but they've said that it will go deeper into their characters than ever before. So it could be that like they explain what's going to go on with Falcon becoming Captain America in that, and does Winter Soldier play into that role as well because obviously he's been fixed and is now happy.
be interesting to see how what who's got what left on their contracts because I seem to remember Bucky, what's his name, Stan,
Stan Sebastian?
yeah, Sebastian Stan.
One of the ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
SS.
Yeah.
I seem to remember like he's sort of been signed up for an unusually lot. Like there's a lot more films in his contract than people realise, and a lot of people are a bit confused about like how much he was going to be in stuff because he had like
I
a quite
smell cameos.
well, yeah, like I know, yeah. I mean, who's carrying over? There's going to be some people carrying over to sort of merge the films together.
Phase
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, because will Falcon lead like the new Avengers as like the sort of wise, sort of Nick Fury style person?
That was
and
gonna be-
guide them in that way.
That's what I wanted the end credit scene to be. I sort of wanted to see like Falcon in like full Captain America gear, like assembling a new team, like of who's around at the moment. Kind
Also,
of thing.
he's now America's butt, so he's got to have a good suit.
That
Good
was funny.
point.
That was funny. And before, obviously, Captain went into the whole time travel thing to replace or put back the stones. He went in with the hammer, didn't return with it.
I
Where'd
got
it
the
go?
hammer.
I
I was
reckon he
thinking-
went back to Asgard to pull it back there.
Yeah, maybe returned it
Oh,
when
okay.
he
He
put,
must
when he
have
put
done.
Because
the
Thor did
ether back.
take it.
He did.
Yeah.
Thor took it from when he went back to get the red stone. I'm so bad at the names of the
The
stones.
reality stone. The
Yes.
ether.
And when he saw his mum, which was also a lovely moment.
Yeah.
But he took it from there, so maybe Captain America knew that he had to return it to put
Yeah.
the timeline back, because otherwise Thor won't have
I
his
wonder-
hammer
Yeah.
for like all of the rest of the MCU.
I wonder if that's the sort of thing that ended up on the cutting room floor, where there's like a scene for every bit where he's like putting it back somewhere, and it would have made it clearer that maybe he put the hammer back as well.
Yeah, because what I want to know, like you raised earlier, about what happens when he returns the Soul Stone. Like, does he just like plop it on Black Widow's body, like being sorry? Like, how
Yeah,
does that
because he
work?
had to go back and put them at the point they were taken.
Yeah.
So that means he's literally there while Scarlet Widow is just like
Scarlet Widow,
uh,
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Like
sorry,
Johansson.
I was thinking of the blood. Like, I mean, he had to go back and kind of go up to the Red Skull guy and go like, "Thank you very much," whilst she's literally cooling on the floor below him. Like he could have
Or does
looked
he
over
do
the
it-
edge and seen her.
Because he can't put it back before she's died, because she can't come. it's so confusing.
With
This
the
is why
deal-
it's
It's a bad
think
sight
about
as
it.
well.
the banner,
For him.
the banner Ancient One conversation was like the stones have to be returned like exactly the point they were taken to stop the branches, like the bad branches happening.
Unless, of course, it is a soul stone, so her body might not have been there anymore. Like there is
Yeah.
that question about like what actually happens to people who were
Dead is
killed.
dead.
No,
Like,
but like,
But
you know,
like
what happens to her body?
logistically, where
actually, no,
does
yes,
her physical body go?
because you did see Gamora in the Soul Stone
yes,
as a child
saying, is
when
it worth it?
yeah, like what did it cost?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like Gamora, present Gamora and Black Widow now just in the Soul Stone having like a little party together. Like I hope so.
Oh God, I hope
that'd be nice.
I hope
That'd be
Black Widow
nice.
is happy. She deserves happiness. I love her so much.
And while we're still on like Thor and Captain Iron Man, he uses the bloody hammer.
Yeah.
Yes,
That was-
yes,
I was
he
not expecting
does.
that.
I loved it.
Because he goes like when you see him pick up the hammer, like Thor's like, I knew it, because he had that little wobble, didn't you, in Age of Ultron? Is it when
Yeah.
they're all
Yeah.
trying to pick it up? Like
The little meeting.
The whole cinema just went, oh, amazing.
So-
that was probably one of the biggest like holy shit
Holy
moments when you
moments.
could feel like the whole cinema go.
It's happened.
I always wonder like
that's
how
clever.
he could use it now. Is it because obviously he's worthy, but
What happened in between Ultron and now to make him genuinely worthy to wield it? Because in Ultron, he could only, like Leon said, he could only wobble it.
I guess because of the journey he's been on, like through the whole like Infinity War thing, you know, he carried like he went off, he did the Nomad thing, came back, and then he obviously carried that whole Infinity War weight, and that's like changed him. There's a whole scene where you see him looking in the mirror, and the beard's gone, rip beard.
It got snapped away.
yeah, I always wonder.
But
if
that's
it's-
obviously changed him into someone who's worthy.
Yeah, because he kept the secret of Tony Stark's parents, didn't he, about
He
Bucky?
did.
Yeah.
I always wonder if because he just told him the truth, the Hammer's like, you're a nice person here.
And also, he's been trying to help
Wait,
people
Hannah.
through the snap when he had that
Yeah.
meeting at the beginning. Like even
Yeah.
when he talks to Black Widow, he's like, "I've been trying to tell people to move on." So he is,
I can't.
yeah, he's like
says
putting
says the
himself
man who's
last.
carrying his like dead sweetheart's face in a compass for like
Back
10
off.
years.
Leave him alone.
But he's definitely moved on.
What if he's had a kid? I don't think he could have. Right.
He could have what?
Had a kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's where the hammer went. I don't know.
No, the hammer went back to Asgard.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Thor wouldn't
Okay.
have a hammer. Oh, I did love this
That's
scene
also
though.
complicated.
Also,
Yeah.
can we give some love to Thor's new rounder figure for a second? and how refreshing it is to see different body types on the screen for guys
Yes.
as well as gals.
And big
It's
up
so
the Fortnite
good.
gameplay as well.
Yes.
Trolling the online trolls.
Or is
They
it
should have been
Newt
playing
Master?
the new mode in the movie.
That
That
would
would have been like
genius. Yeah.
Inception.
God, save
Okay,
us all.
moving towards the end of the movie now. Obviously, Iron Man passes. Who's going to be the next Iron Man lady?
Sam's been the one researching
I
this,
haven't been
right?
researching
Go
it.
on,
What's
Sam.
what's the deets?
Well, it's either going to be Rescue, Pepper Potts taking over, or War Machine could take over. He's already got his own suit. He could take up that mantle. But there's also like a few like wild cards. Obviously, there's Shuri, Black Panther's kid sister, who's always been known as like his intellectual counterpart. She's already like shit hot at technology from all of her
So
Wakanda
good.
stuff.
I forget which of the directors was, but one of the directors like said emphatically like she's the most intelligent person in the MCU.
So it could be that she becomes the new Iron Man.
And it
She's
would tie
obviously
in
got
with
those
like
little
Riri, who's the comic
blaster
book
things.
one.
Yes, yeah, Riri. I don't remember, Riri Williams, who's like a kid genius who actually gets mentored by Iron Man
She
to
becomes
become the new Iron Man.
Ironheart.
Ironheart,
Yeah.
But
But
the problem
then
with
my theory is that like as my Captain Marvel obsession grows, Monica, who's her friend's daughter in it, who is obviously a badass and really, really clever, jokes about building her own spaceship. Now in the comics, she actually becomes Captain Marvel, but it could be that they're seeding her to become a bigger part of the MCU because she did have quite a big part in Captain Marvel. But that's just my theory. Is
That's
like
interesting.
Captain Marvel for the win, but.
Yeah.
I believe that. Yeah, I'd say either Shuri or what's her name? Monica. Monica. Yeah, I'd see either those two. I think so.
And looping that in, obviously, the kid at the funeral, which nobody really knew, but
he is the kid from Iron Man 3 that like puts Tony Stark up in his
the
garage.
one who kind of saves him.
Yeah.
The super funny one.
He's
Yeah.
so grown up now.
Oh yeah,
It's
I
the
mean,
same
that-
actor as well.
Yeah.
Didn't Iron Man leave him some bits as well?
I think
Or
he
am
left him
I-
his old suit, didn't he? Like his
Can't
broken
remember now.
one. He left in the garage before he built one.
Genuinely can't
I'm only
remember.
making that up because that film came out a very long time ago.
No, I think
Yeah.
he did. I think he left something, so that could be
Yeah.
potentially.
But it's such a weird thing to throw in a film because like literally everyone was like, "Who's the kid?" Like,
yeah,
it's,
it was a long pan as well. It wasn't
Yeah, it's
just
like
like a.
there's a little stop on the.
Yeah.
You're like, who dat? There's so many lovely Easter eggs in that movie. So.
It pinched off like every possible loose end. I don't think there was anything left flailing apart from obvious questions about time travel and stuff. But like
Yeah,
in
there's
terms
going to
of
be a phase 4, so they have to leave
Yeah.
some things unanswered.
but narrative-wise, there was just loads of like closure for like almost everyone in it.
well-rounded
We should
off,
talk
yeah.
about the lack of the post credits. Like I know that there was like
Yeah.
an audible groan in the movie theater that we were in. Like I kind of knew that there wasn't going to be a post credit sequence, but there is a post credits noise.
Can I rant real quick about what I
Yes.
think that is? So either it's someone building a new suit of Iron Man armour, because it's the sound of metal on metal, definitely, like blacksmithing, welding, or potentially I thought it was Etri, if that's how you pronounce his name, the dwarf who creates Stormbreaker, like maybe creating a new kind of weapon.
I think it's just like a kind of like where it all began thing, because if you ignore
guess.
the Ed Norton Incredible Hulk, which was officially the start of the MCU, like it all begins
Man
with
1,
Tony
right?
Iron
Stark
Man, yeah.
making the
cave.
cave suit, which is with a hammer and a forge, whereas
very
like I think a
true.
modern suit of armor would be all like Jarvis
Gizmos and
laser
gadgets,
arms
yeah.
and things. Yeah, like that. I think that is like that's the hammer blow that kind of started it all. I say ignoring poor old Ed Norton, who I wonder how he feels about things now.
Pretty serious FOMO.
Do you know,
I think
do you
there
know
could
who
be
I
a
always
bit of both.
feel I'm really curious to see what they're like is the first guy who played War Machine. I can't think of his name. But
Oh,
he kicked
Someone
up
Google it real quick.
he kicked up a stink about more money, and they were like, "Fine, we'll get someone else." Like, but he was originally cast as War Machine. I can't even remember the character's name now.
War
doing
Machine's
it.
been in a lot
And then
of the
but then Don
movies.
Cheadle took over, and is obviously like that's
He's
his.
great.
Don
He's-
Cheadle.
But yeah, like there was oh god, I can see his face as well. But yeah, somewhere he must be sitting at home going, "Yeah, I'm fine. I don't care. It's fine. I don't,
Terrence
yeah, I'm fine.
Howard.
I'm fine."
Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
Oh boy, if you Google War Machine, old War Machine, there is some choice gossip that comes up in Google, which I am not going to repeat here, so do that for yourself.
Okay, I think that's all the big questions, really. There is a few more, but we haven't got time. We don't want to keep you here forever, really.
About the rat.
The rat.
Oh my
The
god,
rats
the
that-
rat.
Literally,
See,
the
What
world,
is this?
The
Without
world,
the rat, it wouldn't have
treads on the
started.
treads on the truck.
Oh, the ant in the Ant-Man's
Yeah.
truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if that rat doesn't happen to tread on those exact combination of
I
buttons,
see.
Ant-Man doesn't come back. No
The
time
whole
travel.
movie doesn't happen.
Like when
That one rat.
Yeah, when Doctor Strange is talking about like 14 million whatever combinations, he's not talking about like anything other than just what buttons the rat
rat.
treads on.
That is definitely it.
He
Wow.
needs
All
a
those other-
knighthood. He needs a knighthood.
An honorary member of the Avengers.
Yep.
In the next
In a
movie,
little
he's just
outfit.
like in the next movie, he's just like in a little cage in the background, like their mascot or something.
They changed it from like the Avengers Age, just like a little rat logo,
Yes.
just like. But like, do they even know that? Does Ant-Man know that like that's how he got brought back? Like he just,
an accident.
appears in like a storage unit, being like, "Oh, what the fudge, man?"
Oh, Ant-Man.
Yeah, that's crazy. Poor old Doctor Strange has gone through all that. Just watched that rat miss it a billion times. Come on, just step on it. Okay.
Little to the left, little to the left.
So that's it from us. If you have any more questions that we haven't answered, make sure to drop them in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See y'all.